Welcome back to SkywayTj, and today we're going to be discussing the top 10 Pixar movies. Woo! So if you guys are new here, I've been talking a lot about movies lately. It's just something I've been really passionate about lately, and I wanted to make a top 10 Pixar movies. Now, this list is different from Disney movies. I know they're like the same company at this point, but Pixar has its own animation studio, and they make their own films, and I wanted to make a list just dedicated to them. I already did my top 10 Disney movies. That was like last week or the week before. If you want to check that out, it'll be linked in the description. If you like this type of content, guys, drop a like, subscribe for more. I make videos every single week, sometimes 2, sometimes 3. So yeah, without further ado, let's hop into the top 10 Pixar movies. Alright, so starting us off with number 10, I have Cars. When this movie first came out, I watched it obsessively. I don't know why, because like out of Pixar's lineup, it's not the best, and its sequels are garbage. But the first Cars was always great. Lightning McQueen is just such a cool character. I love Tow Mater. I like the idea that like everyone can change. That's like one of my favorite themes, and the fact that Lightning McQueen goes from such an arrogant asshole to being like a very likable character. He learns to care about other people. I really like that. And I couldn't put Cars too high on the list because there are a lot better Pixar movies, but I had to give Cars at least a spot on the list. So number 10, Cars. Number 9 is a film that I don't hear people talk too much about anymore. I don't know if people just don't like it, or if it's just not on everyone's radar, or if... I don't know. But for number 9, I put Ratatouille. I love this movie. It gives kids the lessons that you can do anything you put your mind out to be, even if you are, in this case, a whole different species. It talks about, I don't know if you've seen Ratatouille, but there's a rat. He wants to cook, but obviously, you know, rats are disgusting creatures. So he goes through this whole thing where his family tells him he can't do it and all this stuff, but he meets one human who accepts him for who he is, and he gets to live out his dream of being a famous chef. And I just love that. I think the character design in there is great. The animation looks cool. Yeah, number 9, Ratatouille. At number 8, I put one of everybody's favorite movies from growing up. You know, Finding Nemo. You can't not put Finding Nemo on a Pixar list. A lot of people will probably rank it higher, and like, to an extent, I agree, but this is like, there are movies in Pixar that I like a lot more. But yeah, Finding Nemo's great. The characters are great. It even got a sequel. Finding Dory wasn't as good as Finding Nemo, but yeah, Finding Nemo's amazing. That opening scene where all of Marlin's babies get eaten by the barracuda is heart-wrenching to me. And his wife, yeah, it's dark, but I like the relationship. I like how it shows what a father can do for his kids. It's great. Finding Nemo, number 8. At number 7, I have Monsters, Inc. I love Monsters, Inc. Mike Wazowski. Boo is adorable. I love the fact that they're so afraid of humans, and then like it just takes one little girl for the monsters to realize that it's all bull, that humans aren't terrifying. I love that Sully and Mike take down a corrupt corporation, and then they find out that you can make people get energy. They can get the energy they need by having the humans laugh because it's 10 times more powerful. I like that shows that happiness is always better than the dark places we can go to, and it's great. Monsters, Inc. is one of my favorite movies, and it's number 7 on the top 10 Pixar list. At number 6, I put Up. Why the hell is Up so goddamn sad? Those first like 11 minutes showing Carl and Ellie's growing up together, the fact that they grew old together, they've built a life together, and then she just dies, and all Carl wants to do is complete her dream of having their house moved to like their dream location. It's so good. I love the relationship between Russell and Carl, the little Boy Scout, and the Doug the dog is one of my favorite cartoon characters ever. It's just, Up is great. I love the adventure aspect. I love how heart-wrenching it is. Yeah, number 6, Up. Starting off the top 5, we have WALL-E. The greatest part about WALL-E to me is like WALL-E can't even talk that much. The robots, they have very limited vocabulary, and yet this movie is just amazing. You get all the emotions from robots. It shows, well, it's terrifying to see what they think humankind is going to be like in the future, which, you know, it's probably fucking true, but yeah, WALL-E is amazing. I love the fact that he'll do anything for Eve, or his Eva. Like, he goes throughout space to be with her, and at the end she brings him back after his mind has been wiped. It's just, I love WALL-E, and I'm terrified that we're all going to be in floating chairs in a few years. At number 4, I have Inside Out. This movie is amazing. It shows the complex emotions that go on in a teenage girl's head as she's going through puberty. The characters are great. The casting was great. Amy Poehler is the perfect embodiment of joy. So that was a great casting. It's just, and I like how it shows that in order to be happy, sometimes you have to be sad too. Like, there's no perfect harmony all the time. So sometimes you need to get through your in order to be happy, you need to go through some sadness. And I love that. I love how the emotions all learn to work together instead of fighting over control. And I like how it just shows how complex human beings can be. And I think Pixar knocked it out of the park with Inside Out. In the number 3 spot, I have Toy Story, the first one. Toy Story is my life. I love Toy Story. I can't even tell you how much I've watched Toy Story in my life. My mom said it was my favorite movie growing up, and I watch it occasionally, and it still is. The animation is great. It's what started Pixar off. It's amazing. Buzz and Woody are 2 of my favorite animated characters of all time. I cannot even put into words how much I love Toy Story. I love all the characters in there. And yeah, that's why it's number 3 on this list. Number 2 is The Incredibles. This movie kicks ass. I love superheroes, and I love this like Fantastic Four-ish ripoff of that. But The Incredibles is so good. The characters are great. I love that it shows how Bob is a flawed character and that he needs his family in order to succeed. He can't be like he was in his glory days. He needs people in his corner to look out for him. I love how Syndrome sucks, and I like how people loved it so much and it was such a classic that 14 years later we got The Incredibles 2, which is amazing. It's just, The Incredibles is great. It deserves all the good things, and Brad Bird did an amazing job. So that's why it's number 2. And finally, number 1 is Toy Story 2. Very rarely do sequels like knock the original out of the park, but Toy Story 2 was great. I loved the collector aspect and how he stole Woody and how all the other toys go to find and rescue him. I love that. I love that they introduced Jessie and Bullseye. The Prospector's a terrifying villain. Yeah, Toy Story 2 took Toy Story, which was already great, and put its own spin on it, added new great characters and everything, so I had to put Toy Story 2 as number 1. Toy Story 3, the only reason it didn't make this list is because that had such an emotional ending, and I think that's why I liked it so much. I thought it was the last one, but now that Toy Story 4 is coming out, I want to, I don't think Toy Story 3 has that much of an impact now. It's still good, but it's definitely the weakest out of the trilogy. And yeah, so that's why number 1 is Toy Story 2. Well, guys, that's been my top 10 Pixar movies list. Again, if you like this type of content, like, subscribe. I make videos every single week. If you disagree with this list, it's okay. That's what film is all about. You could drop your top 10 list in the comments. Yeah, on Wednesday we should have a reaction to the Avengers Endgame trailer, and on Friday there should be a review up for 5 Feet Apart, so stay tuned for that. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday. See ya.